Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Master video, and today we're gonna go over Gladion's banner. Why did I not do this yesterday? Because I fell asleep while I was, working on my videos, and when I woke up, I forgot about it. I'm sorry, but yeah, here we go. So Gladion Silvally, they're out right now. They're already out, right? Usually, I do these, around. I want to say, let's see, 4, 6, 11, 17 hours or so before the banner drops. But, again, like I mentioned before, circumstances. And here we are. So, Gladion Silvally, they're technically a tech type sync, but they don't really do too much tech stuff, right? So, like, the tech thing it really does is has a good chance of lowering target's defense on Crush Claw, which isn't even guaranteed. So it's kind of hilarious. But anyways, before we get into all that, let's go over the unit overall, right? So, Silvally and Gladion, it's normal type, weak to fighting, but as most of you probably expected, this changes because it's Silvally, right? As for its passive, as Backfire 2 sharply lowers attack and special attack of all opposing sync pairs just before the user faints. This is like the other tech thing it does, but again, it's really bad. You don't want it to die, right? Generally, when you're trying to win things, your goal is to feint the opponent's sync pair before your opponent's sync pair faints, right? So, anyways, joke aside, moving on. So, this is what Silvally's stats are, and it has really interesting stats, right? As 616 HP and then 206 on every other stat, which is they're trying to kind of sort of mirror how Silvally's stat distribution is in the main series games, right? So here's the issue with distributing stats like this. Silvally will have very, very good, well, I won't say very good defenses and very bad offenses, basically. 206 attack and 206 special attack obviously is pretty terrible. However, 206 defenses and 206 special defenses is pretty good. So there's that. Speed's not that great. HP's okay. HP's not bad, right? So as for its moveset, again, Crush Claw, we already went through. It's 2 gauge, 95% accuracy, unfortunately. And then X attack, sharply raises user. Well, we know what X attack is, and that's the other thing that I kind of have a complaint about is the guys. If you don't have any dupes of him, his stats make him seem like a decent tank, right? However, its moveset is all striker oriented, which is super annoying. Multi attack, it's 125 power, three bars and 100% accuracy. Physical, multi attack is a very, very good attack, right? It's a really, really good move. Unfortunately, again, dude's stats are kind of mediocre, and the guy's trainer move's not that great either. The thing that enables him to change types is not that great, which is also unfortunate. So, moving on to trainer move, My Mind is made up. Change the user's type to that of the target's weakness, changes the user's own weakness type, and the type of the user's multi-attack and audacious multi-attack, drastically raises user's speed. So, changing types here, again, it's good, but unfortunately, it only has one use. You can only use it once per battle, and then you're done. So, if there's opponents with multiple weaknesses, you can only change it once. So, you could do okay-ish damage when you're actually hitting them super effective, right? Obviously, you can't really compare it to other better strikers hitting super effective, but the issue arises when you're again facing multiple weaknesses. Once you take out that one, opponent Pokemon that you change your type to just to try to battle, right? You're just out of firepower. You just sort of hit like a wet noodle on everything else, which is slightly unfortunate. However, it is good. In the cases where there aren't multiple weaknesses on opponents, right? So, stuff like the Champion Stadium, some legendary arenas, not all of them, right? Unfortunately. Actually, has it been all of them so far? Oh, no. Latios. Right, yeah. Some legendary arenas you could do that. And full first battles, you don't, you can't do that either, right? Unfortunately. So, that's basically what Gladion has offensively. In its move set, it has a good sync move, right? It's 300 power sync move, and it's determined by the type, and it does have an EX 6R as well with extra 1.5 multiplier on your sync move, which you could do some decent damage on your sync move, right? So yeah, that's its base kit. Moving on to the sync grid, right? The sync grid gets much more interesting, although it doesn't push it like Silvally is kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none, unfortunately. So offensively, you got some good stuff. Super duper effective too. Again, only works if there's only one weakness on the opponent's side, right? Well, I mean, it works if there's multiple weaknesses, but it only works for within the one set of weaknesses. But when you do get this buff, this is a good buff, right? HP advantage 3, which is actually, you know what, I think HP advantage 3 is not bad on Silvally, because the more HP has remaining, more powers up moves. You do have down here, My Mind is Made Up, Hit and Heal, which you should generally pick up anyways, whether you're running striker or tank, right? It makes user gradual heal when you use Your Mind is Made Up. And that definitely helps HP advantage to keep your HP as high as possible. And again, the guy's defensive stats aren't bad either, right? Obviously, you're still going to get shredded if you don't get any defensive buffs, unfortunately, but it's something. So, offensively, you got HP advantage 3, super duper effective. 2, you also over here got double down 3, which again, if you're only just facing stages with everything that's super effective, that's some good stuff, right? And as for defensively, you got some decent defensive stuff as well. You got vigilance, which is fantastic. One of probably the best defensive skills. Again, you got hit and heal, which is gradually heal with all the decent defenses, and the vigilance over here. Unbending, so your defense can't be lowered, which is nice too. A lot of people kind of overlook this, but there are a lot of opponents that do use stuff like Rock Smash to lower your defenses. That's actually semi-common, right? If not that, Defense Crush or whatever, right? And then you also got some tech stuff, right? You could run it as a tank / tech for if you have any, physical strikers, right? You could run Crush Claw with move gauge regen on a roll to help your physical strikers as well in that case. So again, it's nothing amazing, but it's a neat unit that does a bit of everything. Again, it doesn't do anything particularly well. I guess it has decent sync nuke, I guess. But again, sync nuking, in my opinion, is not that great overall as a concept, right? But, again, it does some good stuff here and there. If you have a decent amount of sync pairs, right? Decent amount of strikers, all that stuff, some good tanks, I probably wouldn't suggest going for Silvally at all. However, if you are new and you're just struggling with everything, you don't have the types to beat certain stages, right? Then Silvally might be a okay-ish pickup. Again, it won't work in much harder contents, like the full force battle or maybe some future legendary arena or battle villa boss stages, right? But it could work okay-ish in Champion Stadium at least. If you want champion spirits, but also if you're new, you probably don't really need champion spirits. Other than just Rosa, I guess. Rosa, you could go for Rosa. Since her 20 out of 20 is free, right? But yeah, again, overall, jack of all trades, master of none, basically. Fits Silvally very, very well. But yeah, it's not bad if you're new, right? But if you already have a decent amount of sync pairs, then just use others instead, right? If you're comparing the dude's super effective damage with other strikers' neutral damage, actually not terrible. But if you compare almost any other semi decent striker super effective damage, it just kind of dwarfs it. But that's why it's an okay-ish option if you just don't have too many different types of strikers, right? So yeah, that's Silvally, I guess. Oh, he also gives you a tech move candy on the first multi, which is nice, but it's not, if you don't get it, it's not a huge deal either, in my opinion. So yeah, again, yeah, that's maybe this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know guys in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed this video, so I have some more Pokemon Masters content. I'll see you guys in the next one.